Well, you can wipe that perspiration from your brow. Welcome on in. This is Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Yuengling, America's oldest brewery. It was an evening of firsts in Queens. Cade Horton making that big league debut. PCA debuting as a leadoff man after Ian Happ was feeling tender. And Cade Horton going out there and slamming the door in a high leverage situation. That's right, Dansby Swanson feeling good about that one. 6-5, the final tally. And that's how it all closed down. Like we said, Porter Hodge, you got that final out, and the Cubs, well, they'll be feeling pretty good as they look to take the series tomorrow. And with that said, pull up a chair. This is Cubs Postgame Live. I'm Cole Wright, alongside the 17-year big leaguer Cliff Floyd. And Cliff, Porter Hodge slamming the door. That's what you wanted to see. And
yes.
What did you see from him tonight?
Well, I saw him out there, he made a play. Mm-hmm. I think that's first and foremost. We'll get to it in a second. But, he's taken a high-leverage situation and taking full advantage of it. What I mean by that is Ryan Presley is a closer. He's struggling right now.
Yeah.
But when you say closer, you think Ryan Presley. That's the label that he has, right?
Label. So
Porter Hodge, and if Craig is going to insert him into this situation, you have to be ready for this moment and not go, well, I'm not the closer, but I got to figure out on the fly what to do. Porter Hodge is not doing that. He's taking the ball. I did not like the sequence of pitches to Jeff McNeil, who's off the bench.
Sure.
No sweepers. 96, 97, pump it to him. If he hits you out, live with that.
Okay. You're right. Going letter high fastballs.
I just don't like him going deep into a count with, trying to trick him when you have 95. Guys are not ready for that off the bench. Just not ready for it. Now, if he clicks you with bad location, you have to live with that. But as far as timing, mm-hmm. you look at the Cubs hitters, like Justin Turner don't get enough at bats. So when you see him missing pitches by just as much, it's because it's the fastball, right? And you can't catch up to it. Your timing is off. But what I did like is he battled back in a high-level situation to two of the best hitters in the sport, in Lindor and Soto. You got the double play from Lindor and got the ground out from Soto. But when you think about how you make the plays, Cole, mm-hmm. let's go back last week when they was doing PFPs in practice at Wrigley.
Little things.
And I said on air, I go, this is going to help you at some point win a ball game. Because when you field your position mm-hmm. and you do it the right way, it's going to lead to you getting into a situation where you have to field your position and make a throw to a guy that's running and Dansby across the bag
sure.
and make an accurate throw to get the double play. So all these things, when you look at the little things, and we always say if you're prepared, then the situation will never be too big for you. And I think when you start understanding, get out there, get the work in, do what you have to do, so you can have it stored away mentally somewhere in your head.
Just a little muscle memory.
That I just did this last week.
Okay.
So go out there and do it. And so he makes a play. He battles back into, like I said, in that situation that could have got nasty because you got three of the best in the game coming up. And he closed the door.
Yeah, Porter Hodge out there making pitches and making plays, and part of the reason why the Cubs come away with that 6-5 W. But we have to bury the lead right here, and don't mean to do that. But Cade Horton making that big league debut today, 4 innings, 77 pitches, 49 strikes. He was locked in.
He was locked in, and hats off to him also. I mean, they started with the opener, and Keller did his job. And when I say hats off, this is him making his major league debut in front of his family. Nerves are going through the roof. And he executed as best he could against this tough lineup, right? He made one mistake to Beatty. He hurt him down there. We're going to get to that pitch in a minute. But when you look at the stat line across the board, it speaks to why he's a second-ranked prospect.
0 walks.
0 walks. High efficiency. Velo was up there, 96, 97. So it's his first opportunity. I won't say his first start because it's not his first start. But he was in line for the win. Like all the things that you would want him to get up in Bright Lights, big city too, by the way, in New York City. I mean, he handled it. So for him, this is where you bottle this up and go, no other place bigger than New York, right? No other place is bigger than pitching up there against one of the best lineups in the sport. And I thought he did a pretty darn good job. So, and to handle that situation, because the night before, You're trying to get your mind right on how I'm going to pitch these guys out to shoot. When I come from the bullpen, I wipe my sweat, I get ready, for the bottom of the inning, and then all of a sudden, it doesn't start that way.
Is it tougher to game plan when you don't know exactly who you're going to be facing first? You can't lay out that concrete blueprint.
If I flip it from a hitter standpoint, absolutely. If I don't know when I'm coming to the game, I don't know who I'm facing, right? Is it Edwin Diaz? I don't know who the heck I'm going to have to deal with. So if I put it, and you flip it and go, hey, You know, I don't know if I'm gonna face these guys. I don't know if Keller's gonna be able to get out through the first inning. We've seen that happen in Milwaukee. You know, so all these things are going through your head in your first opportunity to get on the mound. And now I'm looking forward to him getting out there and getting it out to shoot and getting it from the bullpen to the mound and starting a fresh slate, clean inning.
Yeah, bottom of the fourth when we saw Beatty leave the yard to the tune of 3 runs. But for Cade Horton, is that a learning situation? Because he knows now that he can go out there and deal with the big dogs. You just have to watch everyone 1 through 9 because they're all major league hitters. It's not like AAA.
No, it's definitely not like AAA. And, you know, this pitch right here is going to get hit 100% of the time.
Okay.
You know why? Because it's down there. And I always say nitro zone is down there and left. And then Beatty's on the heater right now. He's been swinging the bat well since being recalled and getting an opportunity to play a lot more. So that's why you see the excitement. But look at this pitch, Cole. That ball is getting hit by every lefty in the sport. And if you don't hit it, you won't stay in the big leagues longer than a week.
You know the crazy thing, though? A lot of numbers would suggest that right-handed pitchers, especially right-handed power pitchers, should throw that biting curveball into lefties. It sounds preposterous, but that's the nitro zone, Cliff, like you said.
That sounds ridiculous.
Doesn't it?
I mean, as a left-handed hitter that love down in fastballs, down in anything, that's ludicrous.
Like if you're a right-handed pitcher, you would like to maybe just nibble on the outside half of the plate if you're going to throw him a hammer.
Well, when you think about Maya, he was set up outer half.
Yeah.
And Cade just missed location to a guy who's really hot right now as far as swinging the bat. I mean, when you look at the numbers of Beatty coming to the series, he's hitting 205. So I'm thinking the bottom of the order is not going to hurt you. But this guy has found something, and this is his second, homer to the opposite field. They hadn't seen this from him. So I think he went down to the minors, figured out something, and now you have to be careful with Brett Beatty. So look, this team has length just like the Cubs do, and they'll hurt you. But when you think about having guys on base, you have to limit that to put yourself in a position where you don't get the 3-run homers and let teams back in the ballgames.
Okay, well, playing the role of Brett Beatty for the Chicago Cubs tonight, not necessarily with the pop, but with the ability to drive runs across, it was Miguel Amaya.
Yeah.
We saw him with a huge knock, maybe, I wouldn't say his biggest hit of the season because we know what he was able to do when he tied that one up playing a little basketball, but either way, this quite possibly the second biggest at bat for Miguelito all season long. You get a pair of stakes in the 8th inning when you knew you needed some insurance, and it even proved true that insurance, boy, it paid off, Cliff.
You come up there and you're thinking aggressive early, right? I don't want to get into that 2-strike situation with bases loaded with 2 outs. I want to be aggressive. So the Cubs hitters all day tonight. Aggressive, early in the counts, understand they won the ambush, they went out with a plan, executed, and got a win. But this right here with runners in scoring position, you can't, look, the Dodgers are the Dodgers, and we know why. But when you look at the Cubs and what we had to deal with last year, the conversations we had many a nights sitting here going, well, if you can't hit with runners in scoring position, you're not going to win ball games. They're doing the total opposite of last year. And they flipped the script, and now they're a really good hitting team. And it's all confidence. It's all understanding what you want to do. But going up there from the on-deck circle and executing it.
Having a job to do.
Well, not only having a job, Cole, but like putting the bat on the baseball. We talk about Wasea all day when we sit out there, in the bullpen watching the game. We're like, if he's aggressive, it's like his first at bat, he took 93 down the middle. His second at bat, he came up, first pitch, double down left field line. That's Saya. If he can just consistently get in his head as he's walking up to the plate, that he can attack and be aggressive. He's not a 265 hitter, he's a 365 hitter. I'm just telling you, that's how good his eye-hand coordination is. But he doesn't trust that being aggressive early on is what his forte is. And I think it hurts him more than helps him.
Yeah.